Distance and timing. In order to dive and catch a ball, you need to know where the ball is gonna end up, distancing, and when to dive in order to catch the ball, distance and timing. Now you can see the same in the sports of football. This is Ronaldo. He knows when to make the jump, timing, how high he has to jump in order to catch the ball and direct the ball towards the goal. Same is with basketball. A player should know when to jump according to the positions of his opponents and how far is he from the basket. Now same is with volleyball. A player should know when to jump, that is timing, and how high a player has to jump, distance. And also the defender should know where the ball is going to end up, distance, and when to make the dive, timing. Same is with boxing or any other combat sport. You should know where the punch is going to end up, that is distance, and when do you have to move, that is when to slip, bob and weave around the punch, that is timing. Now there is a catch in boxing and MMA, that is you have to avoid catching the punch rather than catching the ball. In other sports you have to learn how to avoid catching the punches and kicks. Secondly, you have to make multiple split-second decisions. Unlike other sports, you don't stop after missing one punch. You have to keep on bobbing and weaving around multiple punches. And at the same time, attack while bobbing and weaving around. In Kabaddi, where your opponent is, distancing, and at what time do you have to make the jump. Same is in NFL. Another missing sport, where the opponent is and at what time do you have to make the jump in order to miss the opponent. Same is with judo. You should know when your opponent is gonna try to throw you, how far his leg is gonna reach so that you can remove your leg from there, and timing when to grab your opponent, lift him up and throw him down on the ground. In wrestling, you have to maintain a certain distance from your opponent. It's distancing, and when to grab his neck, when to shoot for his leg and then carry him and throw him down on the ground. Timing. Now there is a very stupid misconception that these sports do not require much of brain activity. That these are all athletic moves and there is little to no role of strategy making involved in it. And people who are not good at academics or not capable of playing quote-unquote smart sports such as chess, which involve high strategy making, intense strategy making, so much brain activity is going on and so many neurons are firing, but that is so far from the truth. In fact, I would argue not only strategy making is involved, but you have to make and implement strategy in such an intense physical environment which requires high agility and physical activity, and then you have to make split-second decisions and implement those decisions in milliseconds with all that intensive physical movement is the real test of human brain. If it was possible to put their brain in an fMRI machine while they are playing, then we would get to know that from prefrontal cortex, which is your strategy making brain, to your parietal lobe, which is your spatial sense, visual cortex to cerebellum, which is your pinpoint accuracy, and limbic system, which is your fight, flight and fear response, the whole brain works in sync and lights up like a Christmas tree. So why it is better than Zumba or running, just doing stupid moronic stuff like gymming? Because not only you're burning energy while doing physical activity, but also you're burning energy, more energy by doing mental activity, by strategizing, by making split-second decisions and implementing those decisions at the same time. That's what sports is. Physical and mental, body and mind in sync. Creating art. Something from nothing. That's what universe is. Something from nothing. Collection of random moves, making a pattern, creating a dance of death. That's what we teach at our Jammu dojo. We teach distance and timing in striking and in grappling, which includes wrestling and jiu-jitsu. We create warriors who are smart, creative, agile, committed, and lethal and deadly, who will be the next world champions at UFC. This dance of death is our heaven. That's why we call it Valhalla. Hail Valhalla.